Hey everyone, so welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to make a very easy way of making a banana chocolate loaf. So this is basically a small after school snack which I prepared for my kids with whatever ingredients that were available at home, and also without adding any extra sugar other than a little bit of sugar that may be there in the chocolate chips, which is completely optional for you guys. So let's see how we go with the recipe. It's quite easy, and you can just prepare it within half an hour to 45 minutes, and it is comparatively a healthier version, and you can give it to your kids even for tiffin. Okay, so first what we are doing is I'm taking a blender, and I'm going to puree the banana. You can also mash it with a fork if you like the chunky pieces, but I wanted a smooth consistency, so I'm just adding it to a blender to make it into a fine puree. Now I'm adding almond milk. You can add any milk of choice. You can use the regular milk as well. My banana puree is completely ready, and now we add on, we take a bowl. Now here I'm using a whisk. I'm not using any hand beater. You can use that as well. I'm just making it as quick and simple, so just using the hand. Into the bowl now I'm adding is the 2 eggs which I have kept out. Please remember that it's always good to have the eggs at room temperature whenever you're doing any kind of baking. It kind of helps in the baking process, and you can get a good outcome out of it. Now to the eggs I am adding 2 spoons of vanilla essence. This is to give a good flavor as well as to remove all the eggy smell and the taste out of the eggs. And then we beat the eggs well. If you use your hand beater, you can whisk it even more better, and it can be more fluffy. But as I said, I'm just making an after school snack, so I didn't go to do much about it, just using the normal whisk. So to this now I'm adding is the puree that I had made, the banana puree, and give a good mix with a whisk and combine everything together. Now after whisking, I am adding in 2 dollops of butter. You can use melted butter also, or even you can use oil. I had butter in hand, that's why I'm using butter, or else there's no problem in using oil instead of this. So you can use whatever is available at home. Once the egg mixture is done, we can use a sieve or a strainer to sieve out the cocoa powder. So I'm using cocoa powder here, and I'm going to sieve it out because always the cocoa powder has a lot of lumps in it, and we don't want those small pieces of cocoa powder remaining in the batter. So it's always good to sieve out the cocoa powder, and also if there is any impurities, you can remove it out, and your batter can be much more smoother. To the cocoa powder, add in a teaspoon of baking powder. If you can also add baking soda, but I am not using baking soda right now. I'm just using baking powder because baking powder also has soda in it. So I'm just using that, and then add in the flour. Now flour can be anything. You can use any type of flour you want. Now here I'm using is the wholemeal flour, what I have at home, and you can use whole wheat flour, you can use ragi or any other millet flour, or even you can use all-purpose flour. So here I'm just using a wholemeal because that was what was available for me at home. Now, as I did mix the mixture, it was a little too tight, so I just wanted to loosen it up, and I've added like almost 1/3 cup of extra almond milk. This is just to loosen up the batter a bit more. You can, it's not needed, you can avoid. Here is my loaf pan. You can also use any cake tin you have at home. I have a loaf pan right now. I have greased it and I'm pouring the batter into it. You can, if you have the round cake pan, you can use a round cake pan. As I said, whatever is there with you at home, you can use it. For now I have this, that's why I have named this cake as a cake loaf, because I'm making it in a loaf pan. After smoothing the batter properly, I'm adding in some chopped nuts, and also I'll be adding in the chocolate chips. As I have mentioned earlier, it is completely optional. Only if you want, you can follow this step. Otherwise, you can just bake it as it is. But as my kids like chocolate sprinkled on top, so I'm just giving them a small treat and adding some chocolate chips on top of it. Here I've used a mixture of dark and milk chocolate chips both. You can just add it. It's fun, like, and even they like it, so that's how I have turned it into. So after baking at 180 degrees for about 30-35 minutes, the cake is ready. As you can see, just keep it out of the oven for maybe 5 minutes for it to cool down slightly before you demold it. Make sure you demold it after 5 minutes so that otherwise the base of the cake kind of becomes soggy because of the steam of the pan. So it's always better to demold it and then keep it on a cooling rack to cool it down completely before you slice it. So the cake is cooled down completely, and as I slice it into small pieces, you can see that the cake is smooth. It also depends upon the type of flour that you have used. If it is having too much fiber, then the cake may not rise very much, but it is on a healthier version, so that's what is more satisfying. And so I believe that you like this video, and I hope you will share and subscribe to my channel. So see you next in my next recipe. Take care, everybody. Bye bye.